Valentine's Day, first date.
Yes, Valentine's Day, first date. I mean, that's just... Whew.
Oh, I should rewind before we talk about the actual first date to say that I had called him. No, you had called me February the 12th/13th because
12th, it was Friday night going into Saturday
once
morning.
again, he rolled over into the next day. Not as far. It was like 12, maybe
it was like
1-ish.
Well, I don't think we even got
we
to
didn't
1.
Get to 1.
I think it was like 12:20, 12:30, and then you
12.
were like... were going through and like, okay, I think I'm gonna go to bed now.
I had said that several times.
Yeah.
And I knew something was up because he kept going, oh, just one more thing. And it was like,
I was trying to work up the nerve
of one more things. And I
was like, hey, look, this road sign over here is a little bit crooked. Like, if I was to take a picture. I could not
figure out why. After I told him I was tired, but
and she's on the phone like,
me
I mean,
these random
really
facts. I'm like, why was this important for me to stay up when I told you I'm tired? And so my final time saying like, okay, Jeff, like I am so sorry, but I know you got so many things.
Yeah, you got.
But I have to go to sleep.
I was still 45 minutes away from where I needed to be.
So tired. If I could, as a
it's like
Friday,
if I could just
work the whole day, things. If I could go to sleep, and then he went into his the final spiel.
Yeah, the final bit.
The final spiel.
And I asked her out, and I kind of went through some personal stuff, and I was like, I completely understand if you don't want to. I want to give you full disclosure. We've been going through this long enough that it feels like a cop-out. It feels like a lie. It feels like, we had basically been dating for a month unofficially.
I was not dating him. I was just a friend. I shook on it. I stand by that to the day I die.
Okay.
I mean, at the same time I was saying I was going to marry him, but I was not dating him at all.
We weren't building the house, but we were piling the lumber up in a very specific order, very regimented and segmented, that as soon as we started building the house, it went together pretty quickly. I
guess we can use that analogy.
Yeah, we kind of like...
The foundation was solid.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time pouring that floor slab.
And leveling it,
and getting back and leveling it some more. And going,
marble test.
Is that level or could it be even more level?
Mm-hmm. Let's make it smoother.
Right, let's make it smoother.
We put a lot of work into
We put a lot of work into that.
A lot of hours.
It was many hours
of
finding...
A lot of prayer. A lot of hours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a lot of hours, a lot of talking to different people. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to our families for listening to all of our stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. So finally worked up the nerve after I had about, I don't know, everyone telling me, like, you might want to ask her out. I mean, if you're looking for an easy out to ask her out, Valentine's Day is like right up there. So, and then finally worked up the nerve, went through some kind of personal stuff, asked her out. And I was like, if you want to sleep on it, you want to think about it, go right ahead.
Meanwhile, I'm just like this. My eyes like half closed, just waiting for him to go through all his trying to talk himself down. This, and I'm just like, And then I said,
done?
Are you done?
No, you literally said,
I literally
are you done?
said, are you done talking now? Is it my turn to talk? Do you
and
have
in that
more
moment,
words?
That moment you did the dramatic pause and everything.
I did a dramatic pause.
I was like, did the phone call just please tell me the phone just dropped out.
Okay, yeah, I'm done, and I just paused.
Yeah.
I held it, and I did it on purpose. I'm not going to be like, I was thinking.
I could tell she
did. 1,000% did it on purpose. And I was like, Jen, I would love to go on a date with you. Yeah. And he was like, okay, good.
I was like, man, this
okay, good.
I mean, because this is just going to be weird at this point now. It's like, I don't even, it's like, I've
told you all my things.
I've said everything. So if you say no now, there's just like a complete systemic top down, this ain't going to work.
I do really appreciate it though. He literally, let me tell you, single men out there, he put his heart on the line. You really did.
Yeah.
Like all the way out. All the way out. I was just like, listen, this is all I got.
This is what I got.
And this is what I would like, but if you do not, okay. I mean, it was a lot of words, but you put it all out there. So that I could accept it and know exactly what you wanted, expected, desired.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, there was no questioning of like, okay, so
I
then
wonder
what?
what about,
yeah, like how serious is this? It's just, are you just bored? Do you kind of like me? You trying to? It was like never along the way. I always knew because I mean, you got to listen to the words. There was a lot of words, but I was always sure of exactly where your mind was. Well, except for that friend zoning thing.
Yeah.
Then I knew where his mind was. I just didn't know how long we were going to take to get to.
Yeah, it was
the end.
It was the Schrodinger's cat. There's a cat in that box. I don't know what it's doing, but there's a cat in that box.
Yeah, it was just like, but props because that really helped.
Yeah. That really helped. Because I didn't want to. I was just like, I've got to say or do something here because this is literally grown a life of its own. And then there was probably one of the more awkward moments in my life.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, Bob Best. Sorry.
My first day.
I went over. This was good. I go over. I'll admit, I walk behind the house. It's like 10 something on a Sunday morning. And I have a bag of Butterfingers, a little bag, with a little rose bush in it, and a little pink teddy bear. Bob Best meets me at the door. Who are you? Jeff. Lived across the street from you for like 2009. Like right across the street. Oh.
He just couldn't figure out why he was in his backyard.
Yeah.
You never know people who
and then it was look down at the items I had, where I was walking to, and it was kind of one of those, oh.
Got it. I see what is happening.
How you doing? Good. Take it easy. Shut the door. And I can almost guarantee you went back inside and you had to do one of those with Pat. You're not gonna believe what I just saw. I can almost guarantee.
If you know the best, ask him about it.
Yeah, I mean there was almost 0% chance there wasn't like you're not gonna believe what I just saw. Of all the weird things, this one's right up there at the tippy top. Why is he back here with a bag of Butterfingers, a little bag with a pink teddy bear and a rose bush in it?
But it was really sweet for me. On the other side, I had a great laugh.
Yeah.
It was a great laugh.
I walked in the door and went, that was like one of the most awkward. Like,
so what happened?
Because I was like walking behind the house because this was the first time I had walked back there. I think it was. Yeah, it was the first time I'd walked back there.
Yes, because you'd only come as far as my car.
I'd stopped at the car.
Uh-huh.
This was the first time I had stepped up on the deck to walk back. And he just, I got on the deck, door open. Who are you? Not like an intimidating way, but just very much who are
confused.
You? Why are you on my deck at 10 o'clock, at 10:45 on a Sunday morning? What are you doing back here? More questions than answers.
Then we went to church.
And
it was the first time we rode together to church.
Yes, because I'd followed her once or twice. I'd gotten there before her. She had gotten there before me, and we sat vaguely near each other. Sometimes a pew ahead, sometimes a pew behind.
Never together.
Never more, because when we did we're friends.
Yes.
We sat probably a good 6 feet apart, unless I was on the pew ahead or behind. Yeah, COVID, social distancing. Went through, did all that, and we came back here. What did we had pizza? No, we watched a movie. We had 5 guys and we watched a movie.
We watched Princess Bride.
We watched The Princess Bride. I mean, just ham it up, ladies and gentlemen.
It was a kind of a romantic movie.
It was. It's also a very funny movie.
Yes.
I stand behind that movie.
Yes. And then we just talked.
Then we talked more, and then it was kind of a foregone conclusion. But then there was a case of like, do you want to do this again?
Yes.
But at that point, it wasn't like the question needed to be asked, but at the same time, it was kind of a foregone conclusion. And yeah, we were engaged. we pretty rapidly talked.
Well, and then that's a little iffy. Rewind just a little bit. The first time Jeff talked to me in the parking lot, he had said that he was not going to really date someone that he didn't think he could marry.
I wasn't going to date someone that, number one, I wasn't going to date someone until I was ready to get married.
Married to get married,
and
yes.
I wouldn't date someone any longer
Yeah.
than it took for me to realize that I wanted to marry them.
Yeah. And so,
had the potential
mm-hmm.
for marriage to continue
yeah.
moving forward.
So I knew in his mind already that if we are dating, then he must have some kind of imagination that we would get married at some point. When? I don't know.
Yeah.
But at some point, and that it would not be some super long,
it wouldn't be like
drawn
a
out
3-year courtship
type of a thing. Like I knew what I was getting into.
We had 2 changes of administration.
Yes. No. And so, yeah, I knew what I was doing. I was accepting date 1. Of course, because I already said I'm going to marry him anyway. So I'm just really waiting for him to catch up. But, so we got to the first date. I'm like, of course, we can do something again sometime. You know where I live. I know where you live.
Yeah, I know where you live. Yeah.
Just correspond our things, whatever. So we had other little dates.
Yeah.
We went for a walk even while we were still in friend zone.
We did do one walk in friend zone. Oh, yeah, I can't repeat that now. But anyway, that's not what friends do.
Yes.
Anyway,
but yeah, so we had some dates, and then it came to the point where I asked, I just need to know how to pace myself in this relationship, because my mind automatically goes to the next step. Like it's a planner, and then this, and I'm like, I just need to know at what speed are we moving.
Yeah, how fast are we going to start covering ground?
Yes, and so I had written out like all these little notes about things, and had drawn this whole analogy about like a racetrack and the person being behind you or beside you, and I can't remember all the things. Mm-hmm. It was really good, but when we came together, yours were similar, and I was like, there it is again.
Yeah, we had a lot of similarities.
The things were lining up.
It was we kind of had similarities for a few like reasons mm-hmm. for why we were doing X, Y, Z, mm-hmm. and they lined up really weirdly for not having talked about it at all.
Yeah. Whole pacing yourself, and I need a pace setter. I just need to know.
I need to know how quickly. No, I married end of the year.
Yeah. That was our first real discussion. Yeah. We were like, okay, we'll date for a good 6 months. Yeah. We'll take 6 months. We'll plan
talking like June, July. Start talking about engagement. Yep. That lasted a month and a week.
Yeah, and we're like, we'll get married.
Actually, no, that was less. It was a couple of weeks after that. Yeah. It was pretty.
That's
rapid.
Originally, we were saying we were gonna get engaged in June, and then we'll get married in December, and we'll go
early next year.
Yes, or early next year, because all the weekends in December are like high holidays.
Yeah,
and so I'm like, it's gonna be really hard. I'm like, well, it's gonna roll over to January. I'm like, we'll just get married on New Year's. I think that's what.
Or it was like right before New Year. Mm-hmm. It was like December, January, in that time frame.
It was really hard. And we're like, but people won't think it's weird because they'll be like,
because we've been dating for long enough. Yes.
And so we're like, cool.
And we agreed on it's like, okay, we just need to pace ourselves to race along at that rate. Mm-hmm. And just, we kind of know. We know the steps. We know this is checkpoint, so on and so forth, without doing too much.
Do this.
And that lasted, I want to say, about a week.
Yeah.
Before we literally came back, it's like,
this is not gonna work.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of already in a position.
We had what exactly are we waiting for?
Yeah.
What exactly have we not talked about? What
ground have we not covered?
Yes, do we feel like we would need to cover
what blanks have we not filled in? Why are we waiting?
Before we hit engagement stage. Like what do other people cover before engagement stage that we think that we haven't
And I
already
looked stuff
gone
up,
through.
and I know you looked
Yeah.
stuff up, and there was like just like kind of random questions about it, and I was just like, well, we've already talked about that.
Yeah.
We've already talked about that. We've already talked about that. We've already talked about
Like
that.
in detail, not like
No, not
we
just
answered,
glossing
like,
over.
I think this, like
No.
like
Why do you think
deep
that? Your
conversations.
logic behind it. What's your thought process leading up to it?
Yeah.
How would you handle? Talked about a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be going.
What about
into.
what
We
in your life makes
covered
you
a
think
lot.
that you think that way? Like it was deep psychological.
Yeah, there was a lot
Stuff,
of
yeah.
heavy, drawn out discussion.
So it's like, okay, so all right.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, we.
And then, so we had that conversation, and I immediately went home and texted my mom and was like, Mom, I feel like December is going to be too long.
Yeah.
To which she replied, oh, good, because that sounded ridiculous to me anyway. Like,
Yeah, literally, it was literally a case of it was public appearance.
Yeah.
Or not public appearance, but public opinion.
Yeah.
For going, well, I mean, we started dating. Well, okay, we can kind of fudge the numbers a little bit and say that we really kind of started dating in January.
Yeah.
So getting engaged in June doesn't seem like we're rushing things. Married in December, so we've been going out for like a year. And this whole long drawn out, I was like, okay, people won't think anything. And then it was kind of like, as soon as said that, it was just kind of like, that's too long. That's too far away.
I'm like, what are we gonna be doing between here and
I was like, what
now?
are we? We're
now and then.
Literally, we're waiting for the sake of public opinion and having a long enough courtship period, so that people can say, "Oh, we didn't rush into it," but at the same time,
and also I'm not pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not pregnant either, so just kind of chunky.
I love him.
So it was very much a case of we're waiting just for the sake of public opinion, and then it's going to be a case of we're waiting just
for other people.
We're waiting for other people. I mean, is there like is there
why?
Is there something else that we haven't talked about? Is there something we need to cover that we haven't covered?
So we took a week.
We took a whole week.
And we prayed separately and together.
Yeah, separately and together, because I was covering for a guy's vacation. So every night after I would leave, would call and pray about it. And then, we pretty much chopped that just about in half.
Yes.
Just because it would be too much. It would be a little bit too much to try and plan. Maybe not, but it would be definitely give it enough time to plan it properly.
Yeah. Well, but at the end of that week of prayer, my mother, who was already on board for this whole thing, also Jeff's mom, had already planned a visit. Hi, moms. Y'all are great. Also, MVPs in this whole story. The moms. They had already talked to each other because they had the plan to meet up to go look at a venue.
Yeah.
So I called my mom like the week
before,
the week and a half.
Before we looked at rings, before we were engaged.
They were already
just planning a wedding.
Yeah.
Like they were planning a wedding.
Like,
I mean,
literally they get married.
It was literally like, we're going to build a house over there.
We already have the blueprint.
We already have the blueprint. There's trees still standing there.
It's okay.
We'll be fine.
We already hired the lumberjacks.
Don't worry, they'll be here tomorrow.
The end of the week of us praying, we were going to look at a venue. So the girls went. Hey, Catherine. Mama Griggs, my mom, and my sister Ryan, and baby Cynthia. And we went to go and look at a
Cynthia
venue.
was key to this operation.
Cynthia was key.
The infant, really,
Cynthia, when you watch this later. It was you, no. But we went to go look at our venue where we are actually getting married. And I thought we were just going to look at it.
That's what I thought too.
And so I told Jeff, I'm like, nothing's going to happen. We're just going to look at it, take pictures, we'll talk about it, we'll decide. Cool. We looked at it. We had a great day. It was so much fun. It was the first time we had I'd seen any of Jeff's people since we got together. And
Yeah.
so we had like a moment. It was very happy. It was great. It was perfect, beautiful weather date. It was a great day. And we're in the car, we're driving home, and my mom, I was like, yeah, so I'm, tell Jeff about it and say that we really liked it, and like this could be good, and like, and then we'll talk about putting down, we'll go ahead and booking it. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? I said, I talked to Jeff, and then we'll see if we're gonna book it. She's like, I already put down the deposit, it's booked. And I was like, oh. I said, well, then I will tell Jeff that it's booked, and
that was a good one.
We're getting married August 28th. Like, yeah.
Be there?
And she was like, well, if you need to move the date, I'm sure that they'll let you move it. But I was like, I just wanted to put in, the down payment to book it so that we have a space at this location. It's like, because there had been one that opened up for like September. We had talked about moving into September maybe. And yeah, I guess we talked about it. No, I told you we booked it, and I was like, so.
Yeah,
we played with September one more time. It's like, but why?
Why are we waiting? August works. It's booked for August. Let's just go with August.
Let's leave with August.
So basically,
and September belongs to Ryan. She said to stay out of her month.
Okay. Anyway, so basically, just to summarize, we started dating, talked about getting engaged, cut that in half, got a venue, booked a venue, started planning a wedding, all before we were officially engaged.
Yes, I even went to try on dresses.
Before
I was
went to look at a
engaged.
wedding ring and an engagement ring. That was really people just like, y'all doing this all kinds of backwards. Just like literally you're literally gonna write the book. You're gonna start with the ending and then work backwards almost. It was just kind of like I guess you know what the ending is. I guess it helps you know where you're going.
Yeah,
but
it really does. So
so that was that was really something.
So we booked the venue, started doing the dress, flowers, colors, the whole 9 yards. And
you had to go try on a dress without an engagement ring, which I'm sure might have been a little bit awkward.
It wasn't actually. I don't think it's so bad. No, it wasn't so bad.
Okay.
It's like, because I had a date. Like, I'm like, listen, this is the man I'm gonna marry. I got a date. I have a venue, and they were like, it was fine.
Talking about a wedding, because I was like, I couldn't say fiance because I hadn't asked the question yet.
I wasn't saying. Well, I would only use fiance in like formal things, like when I went to go
boyfriend, girlfriend.
The thing, yes, for 2.5 seconds. So that had barely sunk in. So like, let's go with it. So we did all of that, and I hadn't really been telling people that I was getting married at all because I had no ring. I was like, I'm not saying anything because I had no ring
in and of itself.
Yeah, people were still just getting used to me dating Jeff.
Yeah, and then
and us being
hadn't even fully
together for real.
Fully even haven't notified everyone. Oh, by the way, we're engaged.
Yeah. So
not pregnant. Never was.
Never was.
So that's not
the thing. No. But yeah, so I started to say things like, Jeff, I have not been formally proposed to, and I have no ring. I have no ring on today because I left it at home, which is across the street. So, but I have a ring now. But I have no ring. And so I
knew that, and I was just like, we need to go look at a ring.
Yes.
And it's like, we got to figure that out.
And that was taking too long. That's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story for another day.
But
kids.
I was saying that I didn't care what kind. Because at that point, when I really started getting better, we had looked at the ring.
Yes.
Jared had done a lot of... Anyway, Jared took a long time. And I was like, I don't care. I just want a ring. It can be a butterfly ring from the dollar store, but I want an engagement ring. I want you to bend a knee. I want you to say the words, will you marry me? I waited 30-some years for this, and I want it. Please do that for me. I want to have an official engagement moment.
Yes.
Give me my engagement
I did
moment.
keep making the joke about getting a blow pop ring.
Yes, he did, and a spider ring, and I was like, no.
Not like one of them little put in a cord and a little ball falls out.
I
Anyway.
get the butterfly. They cost the same amount.
Yes. Anyway, got a temporary placeholder ring that I don't know the history of.
Apparently, it's a great grandmother's ring.
It is okay.
For your mom.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's still my first love because that is the ring that he
yes
proposed to me.
That was the placeholder, kind of fill in the blank. Have a ring on your finger.
It is special to me. That's my real ring.
Yeah. So had that until got an official proper ring.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah, that's...
It's just a new ring. The other one was proper. Don't diss my ring.
Oh, no, I'm not. But I've been...
The ring is special.
No, I'm not dissing
He got me a
the
new ring.
Yes, I got you the new...
The new ring that...
The new ring.
Yes.
The one that would, in a perfect world, would have been the one used originally.
Yes.
But due to time constraints, budgetary oversights, and just everything else. Yeah. I mean, I will give them some credit. They did, because of their goof, you know.
We did get an upgraded ring for the
same price.
Yes.
Yeah, so that, it kind of makes it a little bit less bitter.
It's a little bit bigger.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, basically everything caught up. You're probably now a good hour and a half into this. So you must be invested.
Yeah.
But
we'll tell you how he proposed. He proposed on a Wednesday night.
In a church parking lot.
In a church parking lot. I
10
think
o'clock
if
at
you're
night,
on Facebook, you've seen the pictures.
9:45.
And you can see that they are not the best quality.
No.
I'm in a
uniform,
He's in
too.
his all brown uniform. I'm
with
in
my hat on.
My
I
bright
had the floppy hair.
runway
shirt on,
and some jeans, no makeup, hair, headband, just basic. I was not beautiful and fantabulous like people have. I was just in standard traditional Allison church workwear. And
I had worked, so I wasn't.
He was in brown.
Yeah.
And we were talking. I was talking about how Jesus makes me excited, and I get super pumped like people do at sports games.
And then
on the power of Jesus, and then I said,
Beyonce.
and then I also said,
you didn't say put a ring on it.
No,
but
I said, but then sometimes I also go flip from Jesus to my Beyonce when I want to celebrate just being a strong woman, and the Beyonce thing triggered it.
Because I had it, and I was going to keep it with me, and I wasn't going to force anything, because the part of me was hoping that the ring was going to come in on time, and I could just use that, and everything would go great. But that was very much up in the air. So I had a placeholder ring, and I just said, I'm just going to keep it with me, and if the moment hits, I'll do it. If not, I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to try and be somewhat generic. I did spend a lot of time talking about the ring's not going to be here for all, which is true. And I figured that would kind of throw her off the scent and give me a chance to surprise her, because she knew it was coming, already planning the wedding. So I was trying to surprise her on some level, but I wasn't entirely sure. It's hard to surprise someone when they know you're coming. I'll be there in 5 minutes, and then you jump out the bush. Boo. I knew you were coming.
Skip to the proposal part.
Oh, yes. She thought I was joking.
I thought he was joking.
Till I pulled out actual rings, because I had like an assortment of rings. Like, I don't know which one fits. I don't know what size your finger is.
I like 4. I was one of those girls who was like, pick one.
Yes, I went down and bashed my knee on the asphalt, and the only thing I wanted to say was "ow," and I had to stifle that back. I had more to say, but in that moment,
he was in too much pain.
I just was like, all I wanted to say was "ow," but I was like, oh, I can't ruin the moment. Just go with the moment. Anyway, she thought I was joking.
I was joking.
Until I pulled out, I had a ring box with rings in it.
And then I said, is this my real proposal? Is this my real proposal?
Yes, and then she did the running man.
And then I did the running man.
and then she like drove home, shook her mother and father awake at,
It was like 10:30, I think, when I got there. I scared my father because I did not call first.
You just showed up. Come down the street blasting the horn.
I didn't unlock the door. I rang the doorbell, so he thought he needed to grab a bat to beat somebody off of me.
Where's Austin?
Yes.
Get Austin.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, Dad, it's fine. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm like, where's my mom? So we went upstairs and we jumped up and down. We're like, we did it. I did say we, because it was definitely a group
effort
prayer.
Yeah.
For many, many, many years. Many years of crying. Many years of asking why. Many years of like, I do not know, but we just gonna keep on praying, and God's will be done, and it'll all be okay. It was a lot. She was in there with me the whole time. So
yeah, so that's
it was as much of an answer for prayer to her as probably it was for me at that point, to be quite honest. So I was like, I could wait till tomorrow, or I could go right now. I was like, she'd appreciate it.
Just go right now.
Let's go right now.
Just go right now.
She had an idea that he may actually do it because he just actually asked him.
Oh yeah, because I talked
even
about
though the venue was already booked and
I didn't, because it was a case of
but he had not actually asked my parents for permission to marry me,
because I was like, they booked the venue. I was like, and it was just kind of when it was like, I don't know what to do here. I'm in uncharted territory, and it was like the longer you wait, the worse it makes it. So it just, but you're not supposed to go till I push the button, and you left already. What? You someone want me to push the button, or what are we doing here?
So she knew he wanted to marry me.
She knew it was there, but I hadn't officially gone through the steps and all this, and I was just kind of like, I mean, we're like, we're talking to the pastor to marry us.
Yeah.
Before I mean, boys and girls, men and women of the internet. I mean, we literally did this completely backwards, upside down, in the dark, with a compass and a poorly drawn map.
People love the story because
but
it makes
it has worked. Yes, guilty. It's us though.
Yes, it has worked.
It's very us.
Because we are weirdos.
Yeah,
that is why it's our hashtag. Even though I feel like I might need to add something to it so it doesn't get lost. I'll have to add like a J and A or something at the end.
Yeah.
Or 2021. I don't know. We'll see. It may be slightly altered on your invitations. Yes. But yeah. That's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we got here. There's so much in between small little story things,
little
in
tidbits,
there.
little pieces, but that's just. Then we'll be here for like this. This will turn into like a BBC multi-part documentary. It truly
is a TV series. After the engagement, I called that season 3.
Yeah.
And so I feel like we're gonna be in season 3 until the wedding.
Yeah.
And maybe the end of the seasons. Well, it's not the end of the seasons. Like there's more stuff.
But it's
I may stop calling them seasons. Or, I don't know, I may be writing them down. Y'all don't need to, y'all don't care about that. But anyway, that's it. If you have any questions, see me on my Instagram. I'll answer them.
I don't have Instagram, so I'm not going to answer
anything. He's not going to answer anything. That's why I said see me. Facebook, I don't always check my messages, but eventually, sometimes I do. Eventually. Or just, if you see me out and about and I don't look like I'm in a hurry, just say, hey, I'll tell you about it. Because I love Jeffrey.
I love Allison.
And I like to talk about him. Because he is a blessing from the Lord. Alright. I think that's it. Y'all done with this?
Yes. You've probably sat through about like an hour and like 50 something.
I'm going to edit some of this out.
Yeah, it's not going to be an hour and 50 minutes.
And it's still going to be long. I'll probably end up making it 2 parts. But for those that stuck all the way through, thank you. Y'all are the real ones.
Good job.
To hear all this. We had gotten a couple requests from people. Sorry for the shaking of the fans.
Yeah, because it was getting quite warm in here.
We were melting.
And the fan, it's not. And any audio you hear, this is not.
But hopefully it's good enough.
Yes.
We're going to edit it. We're going to post it. Leave your questions and comments wherever you're watching this or wherever you reach out to me.
Yes.
And thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.